Assassin's Creed is a third-person action-adventure game with a focus on free-running, stealth, and assassination mechanics. The player takes on the role of Desmond Miles, a bartender from the near future who is abducted by a mysterious organization called Abstergo and forced to participate in their experiments. Desmond in turn takes on the role of Altair, an assassin from the 12th century and Desmond's ancestor, by using a device called the Animus. As the game progresses, it is revealed that Abstergo is a modern-day organization of the Knights Templar, enemies of the Assassins, and that they're trying to use Desmond to unlock Altair's genetic memories in order to gain some sort of knowledge.
I'm being held hostage by a group of scientists, at least I think you're scientists, and forced to spend all day in some crazy-ass machine. You won't tell me what you're looking for or why you want it, but I'm supposed to be thanking you for keeping me alive. This is so fucked!
The gameplay consists of exploring famous medieval cities, both on the streets and on the rooftops, fighting with or evading guards, and completing several types of missions, culminating in assassinations. There's a strong emphasis on justifying the game-like aspects of the game in ways that are consistent within the game world. This makes for a uniquely immersive experience. The inherent linearity of the game's plot is explained naturally by the premise that Desmond is merely reliving Altair's memories, and can't actually affect what happened, although he is given a little breadth in filling in how it happened.
When will he stop acting like a fool?
The Animus provides the HUD for Altair's section of the game, as well as the glitches, which fill a variety of interface roles, camera change options, highlights for important objects and people in the game, and barriers that prevent the player from accessing certain areas before the designated plot point. There is no HUD in the parts of the game set in the future. The only trace of an on-screen interface are minimal prompts for button presses. This highlights the difference between the Animus and real life. Even the fact that the important characters are all speaking English in the game is explicitly explained as a feature of the Animus.
The Animus is translating speech it deems vital into more modern English, so expect a few anachronisms.
Altair's health meter is explained as a synchronization meter, which runs down not only when the character gets hurt, but also when he does something Altair wouldn't do, like run into an inaccessible area or kill an innocent civilian. So running out of health doesn't actually mean dying. It means getting unsynced completely and having to be reinserted into the world in a previous location. In this way, the synchronization meter acts as both a health-like resource and a way to enforce behavioral boundaries in the game.
Stay your blade.
From the flesh of an innocent. I know.
Hide in plain sight. Never compromise the Brotherhood.
Other resources include various weapons, collectible flags, allies, and viewpoints, which reveal portions of the map when they're activated. By taking the player out of Altair's world and into the near-future world regularly, while keeping the same controls, the game teaches the player to apply certain assassin skills he learned in the Animus to real-world situations, even though there's no longer an Animus to provide interface hints on what can be used and how. For example, early on in the game, the player can direct Desmond to climb onto the bathroom table and listen in on a conversation, in the same way that he would direct Altair to climb a building.
Insubordination. And I don't appreciate you trying to kill him. There's a word for that, too. I believe it's called stupid.
The main gameplay mechanic Assassin's Creed introduces is free-running. This is executed very smoothly through simple context-sensitive controls. Altair has 3 movement modes: low profile for simply walking, high profile for running and climbing over things that are in his way, and free running for sprinting and jumping off and over things. The result is very fluid and smooth. These controls give the player a lot of agency and fine control over the character's actions. Interesting, impressive-looking moves are easy and fun to execute.
That must have hurt.
The fighting mechanic is also very much context-based. When sword fighting, Altair can attack, block, and change the way he is facing. Depending on when he does these things, he will execute various moves such as simple strikes, combo attacks, and counterattacks. The main missions center around investigating assassination targets and carrying out the assassinations once Altair has enough information. There are 3 types of investigation missions.
We can eavesdrop, we can pickpocket, or we can use violence to intimidate.
Good, you remember.
All of these provide some information about the target. Assassination comes once the player has completed the required amount of investigations. The player must kill the target and then escape safely to the local Assassin's Guild. There are also several types of side missions. Activating viewpoints gives you a map of the surrounding area. Saving citizens gives you allies that can shield you later when you're in trouble. Collecting flags unlocks extra memories. as does finding and assassinating all the Templars. The open structure of the game world and rule set gives the player several ways to complete the assassinations, and encourages emergent play in between missions. There are many opportunities for the player to define his own metagames, like "the floor is lava!" and to set his own goals, such as climbing the tallest tower or the coolest looking building in the city. The game itself also provides many challenges and interesting experiences through exploration. For example, trying to collect all the flags in the kingdom might lead you to a heavily guarded caravan in the middle of nowhere. The abundance of emergent play and the realistic free-running mechanic create great opportunities for transformation. For some people, after playing the game for long enough, ordinary structures present themselves as obstacle courses and opportunities to climb stuff.